This is the Razer Panthera. It's been out for 2 years and roughly costs around $200. I was able to test and play around with this stick, so let's talk about it a bit. Similar to other pro-level arcade sticks available, this is a heavy device with a bulky feel to it. I scaled it for size next to my madcatz TE Pro, and while it may look bigger, it measures about the same. The Razer Panthera is a pretty conflicting stick, so let's start by talking about the outside of the stick. It's heavy. You pick this thing up, it weighs like 25 pounds. And so you know when you put it on your lap, it's not gonna move. You're gonna have to give a lot of pressure to push this thing and pull this thing, and that is something I like. In the past, all you needed was just a torque wrench to remove the front screws that would remove the plexiglass, therefore letting you change the cover art. But now, the way they do it is they just glue this sheet of plastic over their own Razer art. So the only way to remove that is to essentially melt the glue, like with a hairdryer, and remove it that way, which obviously I don't think anyone wants to do. That's a ridiculous amount of effort just to customize the stick. Maybe some people are into that, but it's just dumb. When it comes to the feel of the lever and the buttons, it's a 4-way square gate, nothing new. Again, all the competitors are basically doing the same thing. This runs Sanwa Denshi stick and buttons. Now, people might think, oh, it's Sanwa Denshi, cool, I love the feel of it. No, every stick is going to feel different. Even if 3 or 4 different brands all use Sanwa Denshi, they will have a slight variation in how the stick moves, how high the stick is. The spring used will determine how heavy or light it feels when you're pushing it. Even the buttons, for some reason, they set differently. Even pushing the buttons will feel different. So I have a madcatz Tournament Edition Pro, and the feel of that stick actually is better than the Razer. Even still today, I prefer playing on the madcatz, and this is like a 7-year-old stick. So that's pretty bad in that regard. Like what is that, you know? It's nothing really wrong with the Panthera. It's just the feel specifically you get from this, I don't dig it. Not to mention, while you're resting your hands on the stick playing, the edges are square. They don't curve off anywhere. Using the madcatz, it rolls off in the front, so your wrists are just curved naturally. I have used the Kwamba Crystal 2, the light up LED stick, and this is the same way. It's like a box, and they didn't consider the fact that you're a human, you have wrists, and I'm not sure for everyone, but my wrists start to develop some pain after playing on these things. And on the Kwamba and the Razer Panthera here, I developed this pain very quickly. Like within 20 minutes of playing, my wrists start hurting because it's putting pressure on it on this stupid, not rounded plastic. So it's really uncomfortable, and I hate that. When it comes to utility, this is going to do everything all the other sticks do. It has a touchpad, it has the options button, it has the PS button, it has anything you would expect except a headphone port. It has no headphone jack at all. So if this is one of those things where you're playing on like the PS4, you want to plug in your headphones and talk to your friend while you're playing Street Fighter or something, you can't do that. It does not exist. And there are sticks at similar price range that do that. For instance, the Kwamba Obsidian has a headphone jack, something to consider as well. Unlike the Kwamba Obsidian though, this is the only stick at this price range, i.e. the $200 range, that is able to open up. With the push of this Razer button, the stick will pop open and you're able to open it all the way, and now you're inside. And while inside of here, obviously it's pretty easy to change out the buttons or the stick or anything you feel you need to do. You can even put your dinner in here, or anything else you feel you need to travel with. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, it's the only stick in this range that can do this. Either you pay $100 more, now you're at $300 to buy the Kwamba Dragon, which can open up, or you risk buying a madcatz TE2, which again, they're out of business arcade stick wise. They're not going to provide any warranty if you buy their stick. So you could buy their stick and it breaks in a month and you're pretty much out of luck and have a paperweight. So Razer offers a 1-year warranty, which isn't fantastic, honestly. I mean, my madcatz stick I've had for, like I said, 7 years, and I've never really had a problem with it. Like, you know, you have parts like deteriorate and fail and you just replace the parts inside of it, like the stick. So that's no big deal, but generally the stick has had no problems, like the motherboard or anything. But internally, the stick functions and has no electronic issues. For Razer to provide a 1-year warranty, that is kind of like off-putting in my opinion. When we go back to strictly Razer on the interior, you can change everything out inside of it. They even provide you a screwdriver. That's really cool on their part. They also give you a bat top. The honeycomb design inside, I'm pretty sure it allows you to move things around as you wish. So if you did have to replace the Razer internals in this box with your own like master board, PS5, whatever future-proof stick, you could probably do that as well. I'm pretty sure it's what the honeycomb design is for, so you can screw things into it. So you'll notice pretty quick when you touch the stick, it has like a piano glass finish, so when you're touching it, you're leaving fingerprints. Something to keep in mind. You're going to have to wipe this thing down every so often. So I really like that the stick can open up and give you easy access to changing out parts. I know that's really important to me, so I'm a big fan of that. The other thing that's really cool is the USB cable. USB cable, much like the madcatz TE2 variant, allows you to remove it. You can screw it on, screw it off, and plug it in. And in theory, yes, it sounds really cool. It's also a braided cable, so that's nice. It sucks. The way it screws in is really clunky. It barely feels like you did anything. Like you're screwing this thing in and it's almost just like nothing's happening. And you push it in and you also get no feel of like, oh, the cable's in. I feel good now. The cable is pushed in, it's screwed in, it's secure. Like you push it in, it doesn't feel like it's in, but okay. You screw it on, doesn't feel like you screwed it on, but all right. And you pull on it, and yeah, it's not pulling out. It's not, you know, it works, but it never seems secure. There's something off about the design with it. Razer chose to do this really weird 5-prong cable setup. So this cable is unique. You cannot buy a replacement. Razer will not give you a replacement. The only way at all, and I looked on forums and a ton of things to learn all this, the only way Razer at all will refund you this cable is if you are within warranty and something happened to the cable. And we're just talking like defects and stuff. I'm not talking like you take a knife to it. They will send you a new cable. Only then. And you have to give back the old cable, which is messed up. That's really stupid. They don't sell the cable on the website. I don't understand that. I will put a link in the description because I found a guy who hand makes these cables because he also felt it was stupid Razer didn't make them, so there's that. People have had problems where it's like, whoa, I love the stick, but the cable's broken, what do I do? Oh, you're pretty much just shit out of luck. There's nothing you can do. On my cable particularly, there's even like a scratch on the plastic where you put the cable in, which is like, dude, this is a brand new cable and a brand new stick, and it basically has a defect. Like, what is that? That's really dumb and bad design. So moving on to my next problem I had with the stick, I'm playing Street Fighter V, right? I'm testing it, I'm playing like Guilty Gear and stuff, and I noticed maybe 1 in 100 times, the heavy kick button, as in the third button on the bottom row, will just not work. And now, I don't know why that's happening. The cables aren't loose, I've unplugged them and replugged them. Like, this is a brand new stick. Like, these are not problems you should be having with a brand new product. So, I am completely unimpressed. Like, I have to return the stick. Within 1 day of using it, I found these 2 problems that are pretty big. You know, like, it'd be one thing if you get it and there's just like a little mark on the outside or something, like, oh, okay, I guess you could let that go. But yeah, these are affecting performance, you know? I'm worried for the lifespan of the cable due to the scratch, and then the button doesn't even work. It's really hard to recommend this product when it has these glaring issues. The warranty's small, and I don't even really love the way the buttons and stuff feel. Like, it didn't really blow me away. Literally, the only reason I would keep the product at all is because I really love that it can open up and you can interchange the lever and the buttons. But aside from that, the Razer Panthera just isn't doing anything specific for me. I have played on so many of these new sticks, and none of them have really impressed me to the point where I'm like, yes, I would buy this, I would pay full price for this. I got this Razer Panthera on sale for $130, and I still returned it, and I'm on a list to exchange it for a different one, but I'm debating just closing that and not even caring because it has problems. And now I could have gotten the one stick out of an entire factory of Pantheras that were made that had all these issues. But when you get a product, if it has one problem, depending on what that is, maybe you can let it go. But to have two and it's brand new, I mean, yeah, it's pretty inexcusable. What do you want me to tell you about the Razer Panthera? Mine had problems. I know a lot of pro players like the stick and use it. I don't really know why. So to end on this review, the stick's heavy, it doesn't move around a lot, it has Salmodenchi parts, so it's reliable in that regard, and it looks cool. I think it's a beautiful stick. I really enjoy the cover art, and Razer LED turns blue when it's plugged in. I think that looks really cool. Aesthetically, it's great looking, but everything else, not really a huge fan. I wouldn't recommend the stick. I wouldn't pay $200. I wouldn't even pay $130. At this time, none of the modern day arcade sticks have really won me over. I'm still favoring my 7-year-old madcatz. I can't tell you what it is, but the Razer Panthera just isn't it. Thanks for watching. This is Demon Fox Yoko, signing out.